Magnitude of the unit vector is unity and it always indicates direction. And the third side is giving me the sum, which is vector A plus vector B. That is the only operation that is not possible in vector theory. Subtraction of vectors is not a defined operation. Then how do I do? Hello students, let us continue our discussion on motion in a plane, and exclusively we were discussing the vector analysis with respect to addition of two vectors. Now, yesterday we told two vectors cannot be added as we add two scalars, because in case of vectors we need to add the directions as well as the magnitude. So we formulated two important laws. One was called the triangle law of vector addition and the other one was called the parallelogram law. And we also studied basic properties of vector addition, saying that vector addition is commutative, vector addition is associative, and so on. Continuing my discussion in today's class, we will first try to understand subtraction of a vector, how actually subtraction of vector happens. Look at this example. Suppose I have to perform this operation 1 minus 2. It can also be written as 1 plus minus 2. Please do keep this example in mind. If 1 minus 2 has to be done, then it is 1 plus minus 2. Now, I consider a vector A that is represented by a line segment AB and a vector B which is represented by a line segment BC. So, I have two vectors, vector A represented by a line segment AB, vector B represented by a line segment BC. Suppose I have to add vector A and B. Find the resultant of vector A and B. We use the triangle law. Head of A is joined to the tail of C, and the third side is giving me the sum, which is vector A plus vector B. But what if I have to subtract two vectors? Vector A minus vector B. Please to understand, subtraction is not straight defined when it comes to vector algebra. Andre, you cannot subtract two vectors directly. Subtraction of vectors is not a defined operation. Then how do I do? Is it not possible to subtract two vectors? I told it is not a straight defined operation. So what I do is, I construct negative of vector B. I have constructed something called negative of vector B, which means this vector B has the same magnitude as this vector B, but acts in the opposite direction. So this is called the negative of vector B. So what I am doing here is, vector A minus vector B can be defined as vector A plus minus of vector B, which means I am adding the negative of the vector to the given vector. See, in straight, I am not allowed to do this operation. I am not allowed to subtract vector A minus vector B. Then what do? I will add the negative of that vector to the given vector, which indirectly defines the subtraction of vectors. Therefore, we say subtraction of two vectors is nothing but adding the negative of the vector to the given vector. So please to understand, direct definition to subtract two vectors is not possible. So the possible operation here is, I am adding the negative of the vector to the given vector. Hence, I define subtraction of a vector. Next. Now we understand the concept of multiplication of vectors. Now, again a directed line segment. I say the length of the line segment is 5 centimeter and it is represented as vector A. Multiplying vector A with a non-zero scalar, positive non-zero scalar, gives a vector whose magnitude is lambda times A and acts in the same direction of A. First important criterion here, when you multiply two vectors, the resultant vector should operate in the same direction as the given vector. Please to understand, when we are multiplying two vectors, the resultant vector should always be in the same direction as the given vector. Now suppose lambda is 2 units. I am multiplying vector A by lambda. Vector A is 5 into 2 is 10. Then the length of the resultant vector should be 10 units. Lambda into vector A. So, very clearly we say, multiplying a vector with a non-zero scalar. If you multiply with a zero scalar, the resulting vector will be a zero vector. So it is multiplied with a non-zero scalar, then the resulting vector, the result of the multiplication should act in the same direction and should have a length which is the magnitude, which is lambda times that vector A. Whatever value we assign to this scalar, that times vector A is the result of multiplication. Now, can we divide two vectors? That is the only operation that is not possible in vector theory. Division of two vectors is not possible. You cannot divide a vector by another vector. Addition is possible. Subtraction is indirectly adding negative of a vector. Multiplication is understood. And what is division? An operation that is not defined in vector analysis. Now, we study something called as the significance or importance of a unit vector. What was so special about a unit vector? It is always represented by a cap or a hat on its head. All other vectors were represented by directed line segments, but uniquely the unit vector is represented by a cap or a hat on its head, like A cap, B cap, I cap, etc. And the magnitude of this unit vector is unity, which is always 1. More importantly, what is the use of a unit vector? My dear students, we told a unit vector is always representing direction. Unit vector represented by a cap over its head. The magnitude of the unit vector is unity, and it always indicates direction. What do you mean by that? What is the actual meaning of that? Which means, now suppose I consider a Cartesian coordinate system. A Cartesian coordinate system. It is a system with three axes. X-axis, Y-axis, Z-axis. Now I say, generally, a body moves with a velocity v in this Cartesian coordinate system. The velocity of a body in the given Cartesian coordinate system is v. Then what will be its velocity along x-axis? I indicate Vx of I cap, meaning to say I cap indicates the direction of velocity along x-axis. Beautiful, alva. See how unit vector is resolving the velocity, resolving or breaking the vector in specified directions. Along y-axis, Vy of j cap. It means j cap gives me the component of velocity along x-axis direction. Vz of k cap. K cap is giving me the component of velocity along z-axis. So very beautifully you have understood here how unit vectors specify directions. They are specifying components of a quantity in a particular direction. And if you observe, here I have written V is Vx plus Vy plus Vz. The velocity v is broken into three components. Along x-axis, Vx. Along y-axis, Vy. Along z-axis, Vz. And this is called resolution of vectors. Resolve, break. Resolution of vectors is a phenomenon where you break or split a given vector into its components, which when acting together produce the same effect as the given vector. Vx plus Vy plus Vz. Velocity along x-axis plus velocity along y-axis plus velocity along z-axis gives me the total effect of what V is producing. This phenomenon is called resolving of vector. Break the vector into its components so that the components will perform the same result as the given vector. And magnitude wise we wrote A cap is vector A divided by modulus of vector A. What do I mean by this? Suppose I give you a vector 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 1k cap, asked to find the unit vector. So this is vector A. 2i cap plus 3j cap plus k cap. Modulus value of vector A, how will you find? It is the root of, now what is the value of I, j and k? 1 unit vectors. So modulus means root of sum of the squares of this value. 2 square plus 3 square plus 1 square. Simplify. This is what is A cap. And this is the significance of a unit vector. So in this session, students, we have clearly understood. Yes? Can I subtract vectors? No. Indirectly add negative of a vector. How to multiply vectors. Ruled out the possibility of division. And finally, the significance of unit vector. Next session, a very, very important derivation. Don't miss that. Before that, be well prepared with this. We will meet in the next session. Until then, thank you.